happened? No, they broke up. Allegedly. No, allegedly. It was all alleged. It was alleged. Hey girl, hey, it's your girl Taylor-Nicole, and this is Alleged Tea, the podcast.
Hey girl, hey, I heard somebody called me. Somebody needs a little help with their little friendships, huh? Somebody called and said that they needed help with friendship advice in their 20s or just friendships in their 20s. So have no fear. I just want to let you guys know that I'm recording this podcast the day before and I'm highly caffeinated. It's like 8 o'clock at night. So you're fucking welcome, bitch. Okay, so today's episode is going to be about friendships in your 20s, how to make friends in your 20s, growing together, growing apart, holding on to childhood friends that maybe you shouldn't, toxic friendships, friendship breakups. We're going to discuss it all. We're going to do the whole 9 yards or maybe the whole 50 yards, the whole fucking football field, bitch. That's what we're going to do today. We're going to talk about everything. Okay, we're going to cover it all. Okay, no man is going to be left what is it? Why am I trying to relate to football when I don't know nothing about football? Okay, anyways, let's get back on track, ladies and gentlemen. So first and foremost, I think we need to define what a friend is because some of you bitches stay confused. You stay confuzzled. Like, I don't understand. Some of you bitches will be calling somebody a friend that you met like 2 months ago that you know nothing about and has done like, you guys don't even know each other. You know what I mean? You could meet a bitch last week and you're like, oh my God, she's my best friend. No, babes. No, babes. She's a bitch you met last weekend. That's who she is, okay? And I'm not gonna lie, I take high offense if my best friend were to call another person a best friend that she just met a month ago. Are you out of your fucking mind, bitch? Okay, but anyways, let's get into the tea, right? So what is a friend, right? So friends are breaking down into categories, right? Let's be so fucking for real. There are 4 main categories that everybody refers to. If you meet somebody on the street and they're with a friend and you go, oh, how do you guys know each other? You're gonna list one of the 4, right? Which is childhood friends. We've known each other since we were in diapers. We've known each other since we were in diapers, since we were little babies. Or we've known each other since high school. And they're like, yeah, we used to party together. We used to do some crazy shit. We used to skip classes, whatever, right? And then you have, oh, we met each other in college. Oh, we used to party. Who's ready to party? And then they're gonna say something like, oh, we're work friends. We met at work. And then the last, is that 4? Childhood, high school, college, work friends, and then friends you met in your 20s. So basically friends that you met in your adult life, right? So it's gonna be one of those, I can't count today. So whatever. It's one of those 5 or 4, whatever the number is. And that's what they're gonna say. They're gonna be like, oh yeah, we met at the gym, or we met at yoga, or met at the nail salon, whatever. That you met them in your 20s, right? And so those are the categories of friends that you have. That's how you categorize them. And then within those, there are subdivisions, bitch. Your party friends. Certain friends you only do certain activities with. And nobody talks about this. Nobody talks about this because nobody wants to air it out because they're gonna be like, damn bitch, I just realized that I'm so-and-so's party friend. She never calls me to get coffee, right? So don't be offended. We all have them, okay? So there's subdivisions to each friends and you have to figure out which ones you are. But as we know, as you and I both know, you have your one main bitch. Your one bitch that if you found out your man was sleeping with your next door neighbor who is 59 years old and has 7 cats, you're gonna call her. You may have multiple best friends. You may have 3, 4, 5 best friends. You might text them all, but there's one bitch and you know she reigns over everybody and you're gonna call her first, okay? I'm not gonna name mine because my other friends are gonna get pissed off at me. But you have one friend that you're gonna call no matter what, right? You know what I mean? And so those are the categories of friends, right? And so what you'll see a lot of the time, especially with childhood friends, right? Those are the friends that you've known since you were babies or your parents know each other and you guys hold on to each other a lot of the time because of the time. The amount of time that you guys have known each other is what kind of is holding you together. And I've seen so many times where these people that are in completely separate areas of their life, they barely talk, they are not really friends anymore, but they keep that little bit of communication just to keep the friendship going due to the time. Or I've seen before where one person is stuck and they're not growing and the other person is maturing and getting on with their life and they still keep that friendship. But what I feel like I see a lot, and it's happened to me before, right, with childhood friends or people that you've known for a long time, where you guys just grow apart. And then this happens in any phase of life, right? This can happen with your college friends. It happens a lot with your college friends, especially if you went away for college and you went to like Iowa or a different state or Michigan or Arizona, whatever, right? When you guys move back home, you guys are separated. You guys are no longer with each other 24/7. You can't hit your friend up and be like, hey, come to 7-Eleven with, and that kind of like separates you guys, right? And some people still maintain those friendships. The point that I'm trying to make is that there are growing pains in friendships, okay? And here is where we're gonna get a little bit deep, babe. So grab your little bit of popcorn. So we're gonna deep dive. Grab your little fins, grab your little snorkeler because we're gonna take a deep dive, right? So when you go through a growing pain with your friend, right? Sometimes it's a small growing pain. Sometimes it's just because you guys are on different pages, you're at different points in your life, and you grow apart a little bit. And that's okay, right? Because you want to grow, you want them to grow. It's healthy to have growing pains in a friendship. But the main question is, when do you know that the growing pain has pushed you guys so far apart that you should drop your friend, or you should essentially cut off your friend or not be friends with that person anymore? I feel like a lot of people have this question because the time and the memories that you guys have together that a lot of people don't want to let go, because we all crave human connection, right? We all crave having friends and hanging out with these people and having the memories and sharing the memories. But at what point is it too much of a growing pain to where you start to question if you want to be friends with this person anymore? And here's what I have to say to that, okay? So when we're defining a friend, right? A friend is somebody that respects your boundaries. A friend is somebody that respects your lifestyle, what you're doing, what you're trying to accomplish, who you are as a person, and they support you in that, right? So let's use the mom example, right? A lot of people have arguments over this. So like one friend has a kid, the other friend doesn't want kids or just hasn't had kids yet, right? And the question comes up of, I feel like I'm always compromising my time for my friend that has a kid because she has a kid, so she feels like I need to move my schedule around. And this is what I honestly think about problems like that come up, is that friendship is very much like a romantic relationship. You guys need to be able to compromise with each other, right? So whether it's a kid, a dog, you're traveling all the time, you have a busy work schedule, whatever it is, you guys, one, need to be able to make time for each other and prioritize each other's time and make compromises within each other's time, right? And what tends to happen is the friend that has the child say, well, I have a kid, so you have to kind of give me more effort than I'm willing to give you. And I personally don't think that's fair, right? And I think that you should be able to compromise in any situation in order to keep the friendship, because friendship requires effort on both parties, right? Same thing with romantic relationships, right? Sometimes you're gonna have to give a little more, and sometimes you need somebody to give more to you, right? So say the mom example, right? Say the mom is like super busy, she's got a 2-year-old and a baby, and she just physically can't. There's just not enough time in the day for her to just carve out time to get dinner with you, right? That's a situation where you have to be a friend and just be like, hey, you know what? I'll just come over to your house. I'll just hang out with you. We can make dinner. We can make the kids dinner, let them have a nap, and me and you can gossip and then drink a little bit of wine and have our mommy time or whatever, right? I feel like in every situation, there's a give and take, right? It's the same thing like when you're splitting money with your friends, right? With my best friends, and I only do this with my best friend. If I pay for something, if I pay for food, I know that the next time that we go out to eat, they're probably gonna be like, oh, you got me last time, I'll just pay for it. And it's just an unspoken rule we have, right? And so if you don't have that in your friendships, if you don't have that, like, you just know that that person's gonna respect your boundaries, you just know that that person's gonna respect your time and your energy and what you're going through, there needs to be a level of empathy and understanding. They're like, okay, well, like, she's going through a lot right now, so I need to be there for her, right? If your friend is constantly thinking about themselves and their time and what they're doing, they are not a friend to you. A selfish friend is probably one of the worst friends to have because they don't see anything else unless it involves themselves and their life. It's the only thing that they care about. And that's probably one of the worst friends to have aside from a toxic friendship, right? So somebody that just constantly just makes everything about themselves, their time, their life, their drama is just overwhelming, okay? If you feel like you're in a friendship that is sucking your time, your energy, your money, you feel like every conversation there's no solution, or you guys are talking in circles, and it's just like ongoing, that's maybe not a friend that you always want to keep in your life. And I know people have different opinions on this, right? People will say, well, you know, I've known them for 15 years. And like, that's where you get those situations where you'll hear somebody go, yeah, I was friends with this girl for like 20 years. And then one day we just stopped talking. She just stopped answering my calls. And then that person that happens to is always confused, right? And it's like, well, what were you doing in that time that made this person make the difficult decision, choose to not speak to you? And no, I'm not over here saying that it's all black and white and that it usually is the person that cut that person off, like it's the other person's fault. I'm just saying that there needs to be a lot of self-reflection and self-awareness of who are you as a friend. Genuinely, would you want to be your own friend? Ask yourself that question, like genuinely, like, would you consider yourself a good friend? If you were friends with yourself, would you be like, oh my God, I love her. She's like one of my best friends. She's always there for me. Or she would drop anything anything just to like make sure I was okay. Like these are things you really need to ask yourself, and that's how you can evaluate your friendships. Because if you don't even know what type of friend you are and you're over here trying to figure out what type of friend your friends are, girl, you're doing everything backwards. You know what I mean? Like what the fuck are you doing? But I think one of the main things that people ask me all the time that's really difficult is making new friends in your 20s. So for those of you that don't know, I'm 27, which means I'm 27. I'm not in my mid 20s and I'm not 30. I'm actually 22 in my time. So shut the fuck up. So I'm 27 and I find it difficult to make friends in my 20s too, right? Like where the fuck do you go? Like, bitch, I want a bitch that's like, yeah, let's go to the gym together, or yeah, let's walk this fucking nature trail and talk about Timothée Chalamet and Kylie Jenner's global fucking drama that's happening around the world about the Golden Globes. You know what I mean? And like, where do you find that? And this is what I have to say to that, right? You have to be, I'm sorry, babe, and you're gonna hate me for this, but you have to be a little bit extroverted. You have to really put yourself out there. I saw this girl on my TikTok the other day and I loved her content and I really wanted to hang out with her. And what do you say, right? Like what are you supposed to say? Hey, do you want to be friends? Yeah, that's exactly what you say. Hey, I'm looking for new girlfriends and you look like a really cool person and I would love to hang out with you. Do you want to be friends with me? And I know it's scary, and I feel like a lot of people find it scary because it brings out like a little kid in you. Like you feel like a little kid where you're like, do you want to be friends? And you're like scared that they're gonna say no, or like, no, I don't want to be friends with you. You know what I mean? But actually, I think that making friends in your 20s is so much more important than any time in your life, because that's when you are fully becoming aware of who you are as a person. Now, I'm not discounting your friends before that, okay? I'm not discounting, and especially my friends. I love my friends to death, okay? I would take a fucking bullet for them, okay? I'm just saying that like when you chose your friends, like maybe in high school or like in college, you were probably choosing them based on different priorities. Maybe partying, maybe because you were lonely and you missed your family, or because of convenience or proximity. They could have just been living next to you, you know what I mean? And that's why you see a lot of the times as you get older, you tend to see those people kind of drift away because your priorities shift, right? Like a lot of people out of college, a lot of people that I know get married, have kids, and then there's other people that are like, no, I want to travel the world, or no, I don't want to have kids. And because you have different priorities, you tend to just grow apart. It's just a natural part of life. Doesn't mean you have to hate the person, doesn't mean you have to cut the person off. It just means that you guys are at different points in life. And then there could be times when you guys meet back up because you are at the same point in life, right? One of your friends could have kids right now, be getting married and stuff, and you could be a world traveler. But in 2-3 years, you could decide you want to settle down and have kids, and then now all of a sudden you guys are on the same page again. Do you know what I'm saying? Like you could be at different points in your life but still stay connected. And that's solely due to your guys' communication, your guys' understanding and compromise and empathy for each other and understanding for each other's lives. Okay, let's get back to the main point. Where do you make friends in your 20s? How do you do it? What do you do, Taylor? You have to get the fuck out there, okay? And that doesn't mean go to a bar and party. Yes, of course, if that's the activity that you want to be doing with your friends, of course, meet girls out of the bar, talk to girls, or talk to guys, whoever it is, whoever we want to make friends with. The reality of the situation is wherever you meet the person is more than likely what you guys are going to be doing for your friendship. So if you meet a girl in a bathroom at a bar and you guys become besties, right? You guys are like, oh my God, I love your fucking blush. Where the fuck did you get it? Oh my, you need to take down my number. No, but take down my number. You're fucking gorgeous. Like fucking gorgeous. Oh my God, I love you. We're like the same. We're like the same. You know what I mean? Like when you experience that and then you make friends with a person and then you're like, wait a second, I don't really know this person all that well because I was shit-faced when I met them. So let's just say you're not shit-faced, right? You're at the bar, you're chilling, you end up talking to somebody, you end up clicking and you guys become friends. I'm not discounting the fact that you can make friends at the bar, and there are a bunch of people that have made friends at the bar. I've made friends at the bar. I'm just saying that you have to think about what type of friendships you want and what type of areas and spaces that you want to be in, right? Have you ever heard that saying? It's like, show me your friends and I'll show you your future. That's what you have to think about, right? So like if you want to, say you're in a transition period of your life, like me, I want to become a more creative person. I want to center myself around creativity. I want luxury. I want a luxury lifestyle. Then I may not be able to relate to somebody that's partying every weekend. You get what I'm saying? And I'm not like dissing people that party every weekend. I had the time of my life when I was doing that 5-6 months ago, okay? I was doing great, but like I'm in a transition period where that's maybe not what I want anymore, right? So the friends that I'm looking for are more so also in creative spaces. So what did I do? I signed up for a jewelry class. Like that's what I did. I was like, you know what? I'm gonna find recreational classes. Well, it wasn't my idea. It was because I was on live, bitch. I was on a TikTok live and somebody suggested it to me. But I was sitting there thinking like, what spaces would my type of friends that I'm looking for be in? That's where you have to think. Like that's how you have to make your mindset, right? And you're probably like, well, bitch, I want a funny bitch that's like drinks a little bit but doesn't party, and like you have all these specific things, right? And so you're like, where the fuck do I meet that person? Honestly, there's really no specific space when you're thinking that generalized, right? But you could also, I forgot to mention, use Bumble BFF. I've actually used this before and people use it when they move to different cities and they don't know anybody, but I've used it as a Chicago native and for Bumble BFF, and I have met people off of there. I've met girls off of there and I was hanging out with them and I was partying with them for like 1 to 2 years. I still talk to a lot of them, but I'm just not in that lifestyle anymore, so we don't hang out as much. Do you see what I'm saying? Once you kind of like shift lifestyles, your friends also will shift with you because they are a reflection of who you are. And so if you are inherently changing, then your friends will also change with you. Does that make sense? I just got really fucking metaphorical and deep and shit, bitch. Who the fuck do I think I am, a professor? Anyways, but so you could use Bumble BFF, you could go to a cafe, you can go to an art studio. I highly recommend finding like an activity and doing things alone. Bitch, I know you're such a scary ass bitch. You're fucking scared, dude. Listen to me, okay? You need to do things by yourself. Stop taking people with you because, okay, do you know how you have friends, you have your childhood friends, the categorization of friends, right? And you try to like mix them. Sometimes they don't always mix together. It's like oil and vinegar. Wait, oil and vinegar? Isn't that balsamic vinegar? Oil and vinegar? Oil and vinegar? Do they mix together? Oil and water, whatever the fuck it is. Sometimes your friends don't mix well together, and you know exactly what I'm talking about. Sometimes you take your college friends and you introduce them to your high school friends and they fucking hate each other because they're different parts of your personality. Your friends are a reflection of you. Do you not understand that? You'll have friends, you like to party sometimes, right? So you have friends that represent that part of you, right? And so if you take your party friends and you mix them with your study friends, sometimes they're like, wait a second, these are two opposite of your personality to even get along. You know what I'm saying? Now, I'm not saying that's true all the time. Sometimes you have friends that you didn't even think that were gonna be friends, become friends, and they become better friends than they were with you. The fucking betrayal. You're like, damn bitch, I introduced you guys. You're my fucking friend. Stop talking to her. I'm just kidding, but you know what I mean. When you have friends that don't get along and there's different types of groups of friends, how are you supposed to make new friends if you're bringing one side of your personality with you that may not allow you to have the open-mindedness of meeting somebody else? Does that make sense? So like if you're on a journey of making new friends, it's kind of difficult sometimes when you bring other friends because it kind of stops you from making that connection with that person. Does that make sense? And so I think it's more beneficial when you're making new friends in your 20s to do it on your own. That needs to be a solo journey. Now, you're gonna hear people saying like, I like making my group of friends bigger. I've never had a large group of friends. Like I did in high school, but again, they weren't like my friends. They were more like acquaintances. Like they were things because I played on the basketball team and because I had these people in class and they knew somebody else and stuff like that. But it wasn't like my core group. Like my main group of friends was like a group of like 3 to 4 people. And I've always kept my group small. Now, I think that's where people get things confused because yeah, I had a lot of acquaintances in high school or I had a lot of acquaintances at work or whatever, but I didn't have a lot of friends. That makes sense. Do you know what I'm saying? Because like, I just think that people get it confused where they think a large group of friends sometimes, because a lot of people say that a large group of friends is a red flag. And I agree with that to a certain extent, because if you're friends with 20 plus people, there's no way that you could have quality friendship with 20 plus people. Do you know what I'm saying? Your quality of friendship has to go down the more people that you know and the more people that you're friends with. And I feel like people use the term friends way too fucking loosely. But you're not my fucking friend. You are not my fucking friend. You're my motherfucking bestie. I'm just kidding. Okay, but you know what I'm saying. And so I think that when you're making new friends, you need to do it solo. Solo dolo. Meet your fucking friends by your fucking self. So what does that mean? What does that look like? That means finding out who you are in your 20s. Okay, so that means, what do you like to do? Take the drinking out of it. Take the fucking drinking out of it. You as a person, what do you like to do? Oh, is that silence I hear? Girl, I don't fucking know. I just watch TikToks all day. I lay in bed. I eat my hot Cheetos. And sometimes I go to the gym, but girl, rarely, because I really haven't been hitting the gym. Girl, I gotta fucking go to the gym actually. And I do drink on the weekends. So you're taking out drinking. What the fuck do you mean? What the fuck do I do? Bitch, I don't do anything. That's why I need friends. I don't do anything because I don't have friends. No, you don't do anything because you don't do anything. Not because you don't have friends, bitch. Because if you had friends, you would still be doing nothing with your friends. Do you understand what I'm saying? You need to figure out what you like, what you enjoy, and go to those places. The gym is a perfect place to start. I literally have made so many friends at the gym just by going to workout classes, to going up to people and talking to them. And it's as easy as giving a compliment. Women are so easy to make friends with. They're so easy to make friends with. It's as easy as going up to somebody and just complimenting them. Like when I was at the gym, I would literally go up to people and just compliment them. Like whatever you like. I always say never, ever, ever hold into your brain and your heart and your body and soul a fucking compliment, because you don't even know how much that could turn somebody's day around. You have no idea. You know how many times I was having a shit fucking day? Like I'm talking like trash day. And somebody went, oh my gosh, you have beautiful eyes, or oh my gosh, your hair is so pretty. And I was like, oh, thank you. And it just like immediately uplifted me. Why would you hold that in? If you look down and you like some bitch's shoes, you go up to that bitch and you say, I like your fucking shoes, okay? You need to start complimenting me more. I guarantee you, I truly believe that the more positive energy that you spread, the more it attracts to you. And what is that called, Taylor-Nicole? That's called the law of attraction. But we're not gonna get that deep because I'm on a spiritual journey right now and it's coming out through this fucking podcast. However, okay, basically like attracts like. So if you're friendly, you're positive, you have good energy, you're gonna attract that energy towards you, right? If you're looking for friends and you want friends and you put that energy out there, that energy will come towards you. And so what does that look like? Giving people fucking compliments, bitch. So I know a lot of people are introverted and a lot of people are like, Taylor, I don't know what to do. Like, I really want to be friends with different people, but I don't know what to say. Just go up to them. Also have to be mindful of the fact that not everybody likes to party. This was like a shocking thing to me when I was like 22. Like I could not grasp the concept of people that didn't want to party. Like I was like, wait, so what do you do on the weekends? This is such a lack mindset, but this is just the life I was living at 21, 22. I was partying all the time. So I was like, what do you mean you don't want to party? You want to go to a bookstore? Like, I don't understand. I don't get it. You know what I mean? And so you have to be mindful that not everybody wants to do the same things as you. So when you're giving out an invitation for somebody to hang out with you, when you're asking somebody to hang out with you, try not to choose something that revolves around drinking. Try to be like, hey, I know this really cute coffee shop. Would you love to come with me? Like, or hey, you want to go to this workout class together? I've never been to it and I'm kind of nervous. Like, I think the key is when you're talking to somebody, you're like kind of reaching out to them to like become friends. You want to let them know that you're also letting yourself be in a vulnerable state. And I think people will see that and be like, you know what? I would love to hang out with you actually. You know what I mean? Because I don't really know a lot of people that would look at you and be like, no thanks. I'm okay. And if they do, girl, fuck them. Fuck them. You dodged a fucking bullet, okay? Who wants to be friends with somebody that's gonna be fucking mean anyways? Okay, so let's just recap really quickly, right? We have our categorization of friends, right? We're not bringing friends to when we're meeting new friends. We're gonna try to meet our friends on our own. The friends that you make in your 20s are probably one of the most important friends that you make, because the way that you're choosing your friends is based on who you currently know yourself to be, which in the past you probably didn't choose your friends wisely or prioritize your values, your wants, your needs at that time. And so now we're gonna get into the sad shit, which is friendship breakups, which is probably one of the hardest and saddest things I've ever had to go through in my entire life. I went through one very, very significant friendship breakup. Well, two, but it was more of like a friendship fight and then now we're friends again. But the friendship breakup that I experienced and was actually in college. I was friends with this girl for probably like 5-6 years. It was all throughout high school and through college, not fully through college. We didn't exactly make it through college and we stopped being friends. And the reason why I stopped being friends with her was because of the way that she would argue, and just there were just different things in the friendship that I just wasn't okay with, right? And I expressed my concerns and those concerns weren't met. And so I was kind of left with this choice of what do I do, right? I don't want to keep getting my feelings hurt every time that we have a disagreement. I don't want to experience any low blows. So what do you do? And so I ended the friendship. We tried to rekindle the friendship later in life, and then the same thing ended up happening. A lot of people say people don't change, people don't change. I'd still, even though me and her aren't friends anymore, like I wish her well. Like I wish her so well, girl. Like I have no hate in my heart for anybody in this world, not even some of my exes. I just don't want to be surrounded by those people. Does that make sense? Like I very much protect my peace. Once you disturb it too many times and I know that you're a person that's going to be a disturber of my peace, I'm keeping my distance, and that's just point blank period. You know what I mean? That's just me protecting myself. And so what do you do when you go through a friendship breakup? It is the worst fucking feeling. I think with me, the second time around we tried to rekindle the friendship kind of confirmed to me that I made the right decision the first time, and I'm making a good definitive decision the second time around. Now, there are people that didn't go through the rekindling process and had what I had to make them feel better about it. And I just want to let you know, if you ever had a friendship breakup and you did it to protect your peace, or you did it because it would just protect yourself, your mental health, your emotional health, like anything, you made the right decision. If it's over now, listen to me, because there was 2 friendship breakups I went through. There was a toxic friendship breakup and there was a stupid ass friendship breakup, okay? If it's over something small and dumb and you're holding on to a grudge just because you're angry and it's something stupid, let it the fuck go. I'm gonna say that one more fucking time. Let it the fuck go. If it had nothing to do with toxic friendships, this girl was your ride, or this was somebody that you were friends with for so long, or whoever, and it was this person that you know deep in your heart, you're like, damn, I wish that I could just hit her up and just apologize, or that was so stupid what we argued over. Like, she's missed so much of my life. And sorry, I'm getting emotional because this did happen to me and I regret it to this day. And I wish I would have made a different decision. So I hope that I'm helping somebody make a different decision in their friendship, because not all friendship breakups need to happen, right? Sometimes you just make stupid decisions. Sometimes it's over something so stupid, especially when you're younger and you like really think that the smallest things are the end of the world and you're frustrated with each other. If you know deep in your heart that that friendship shouldn't have ended the way that it did, or there's no closure, or you think that you could rekindle the friendship and there was no toxic dynamic, there was 0 toxic dynamic, reach out to that person. And I'm telling you, just do it, because if you wait too long like I did, you will regret it. Like, I promise you that you will regret it. I made a poor choice in waiting too long. I held on to a grudge for a very long time when I shouldn't have, and I ended up causing more damage than anything else, like to myself, completely to myself and to the friendship. And it just wasn't worth. I don't even remember the argument. I don't even remember why we even fought, to be completely honest, and what we fought over. The actual thing, like the basis of everything was so stupid. Like, and 90% of the time, if it's a friend that, you know, again, you didn't have toxic dynamics with, this is one of your best friends, it really just takes that person to reach out, because you both feel that, right? And you're both putting up this wall of like, no, fuck that person, or like, no, they were wrong, and you're holding on to this thing that literally means nothing. Like, it's so pointless and ruins and takes away so much time in the grand scheme of things. You miss out on so much of their life just because you were angry. So if anybody's going through a friendship breakup and they feel like it wasn't that serious, or it was so stupid, or they feel like they didn't get closure, I urge you to contact the person again. And I'm saying this meaning like there were no toxic dynamics. You guys didn't get physical. You guys didn't hit each other. You guys didn't say low blows or do fucked up shit. I'm talking about like you were mad because they were hanging out with somebody more than you, and you had enough of it and you're like, fuck this, I'm not being friends with you anymore. And they were mad at you for something really fucking stupid, and you guys were like, fuck this, and you guys stopped talking. And it's been a year now and you're like, wait a second, like, why were we even mad? I'm talking about stuff like that, right? I really urge you to contact that person, because if I'm being completely honest, when you have friends from a younger age and as you get older, your communication styles change, right? When you're younger, you don't really know how to communicate. You don't really know how to communicate your feelings unless you had a fucking therapist mother. I don't know how to communicate shit, okay? A lot of the times friendships experience this turbulence of different communication styles, and what tends to end up happening is a lot of resentment is held within. So like, think about it when you have a roommate and your roommate's aggravating you, but you don't tell your roommate that your roommate's aggravating you, and so there's a little bit of passive aggressiveness, and so resentment builds inside of you. And it's because you guys have different communication styles. You don't know how to be open and honest with your friend, or how you feel, because you don't know how to express it. Whatever it may be, that's usually what I've seen that causes a blow up. That's what causes like things to end, because you guys are viewing things in different perspectives. You're viewing it from your reality and your experiences, and this person is viewing it from their reality and their experience and things that they've held on to that you guys didn't even communicate about, right? And so when that happens and that big friendship breakup happens, sometimes when, again, I'm gonna keep saying this over and over again because I don't want people reaching out to friends that aren't worth your time or energy. Sometimes it is worth reaching out to that friend. Sometimes it is worth starting that conversation, just being like, hey, you know what? I know that we had this big blow up fight. I just want to get this off my chest and say this. I'm extending an olive branch and whatnot, right? And just sending the message and just saying it. If they don't respond to you, they don't respond to you. If they're, you know, mean and they're still angry and they hold a grudge, then you got your answer. There's zero negative things that can come out of contacting somebody that you ended a friendship with, that you want closure with, or you want to rekindle the friendship, because however they react is going to give you the answer that you need, right? If they don't answer, there's your answer. If they're rude, there's your answer. If they want to start a conversation, there's your answer. If you start a conversation with them and then you slowly realize that they're the same person, they're not a good person or whatever, then you have your answer. Either way, you're gaining knowledge and information that's vital to you to know, to make yourself feel better, like to just make yourself feel better, to try to fix the situation. Now, if you are experiencing a friendship breakup with somebody that's toxic and you know that that was the right decision that you made, it is heartbreaking. It is one of the worst feelings, because I think it's even worse than a breakup. I think that friendship breakups are way more painful than an actual like relationship breakup, because you share so much more with this person, I feel, and they went through so many different things with you and you leaned on them. You guys cried together and you laughed together, and there are only certain things that they would get or understand, and that kind of just like never goes away. You just like are reminded of them. And the only advice that I can really give when you're going through something like that is don't discount the entire friendship. Still hold on to the fun memories that you guys had, good memories that you guys had, because you did have fun. You did have great times before they did whatever fucked up thing that they did. You can still hold on to those things. If the reason why you ended your friendship was because your friend fucked your man or something, discount the entire relationship. Discount the entire person. You know what I mean? You know what I mean? If they did some fucked up shit, girl, delete them from your brain, right? If I'm being honest, you're still gonna have those memories, and that's okay. And I say treat a friendship breakup exactly how you would a romantic breakup. Journal, bitch. Fucking cry. Lean on your other friends. This is the time where you're supposed to lean on your other friends, okay? But if you chose, I just wanna make this very clear, if you chose to end the friendship, that is your decision, and you would only make that decision if it protected your well-being, emotionally, physically, spiritually, emotionally, mentally, whatever it may be. So just know in your heart of hearts that more than likely you made the right decision. Just know that. Now, if you experienced a friendship breakup where somebody ended a friendship with you and you maybe don't know why, or you want to rekindle the friendship, same thing goes, okay? Like you can reach out to this person and ask and be like, hey, you know, like I just want to know why. Again, you'll get your answer either way. Like it's really solely up to you what you want to do, how you get your answer, right? Some people need closure. Some people need to reach out and have a conversation. Some people want to know things. Some people don't even fucking care, bitch. I'm one of the people that always want to know, like, what the fuck happened? Like, why did you stop hitting me up? Or why are we not friends anymore? And honestly, even when you do get your answer, it may not even be worth your time. You're going to realize it's not really worth all your energy. And if somebody dropped you as a friend, you don't know why, or you're experiencing a friendship breakup and you're on the other end, you're the person that got cut off, everything happens for a reason. It's just going to happen sometimes, right? I don't want to be a blame the victim here, right? I would look at how you are as a friend and what you are looking for in your next friendship, just to better your life in general. Just to be like, okay, this person cut me off, I'm not really sure. But again, there are gonna be situations that don't really make a lot of fucking sense. Somebody just cutting you off out of nowhere, right? And you don't really know why. I don't think it's worth your time and energy to sit there and overthink it and marinate it and just be like, why did this happen? What's going on? Like, well, you're just better off making new friends. Just think about it this way. That person removed themselves from your life so you could have more room for better things. Always try to look at something in a positive light. Always try to look at it in a positive perspective, or that the universe or God or the people or your spirit guides or your guardian angels are looking out for you and moving pieces to give you the life that you want. And I think if you look at it that way, it'll be just a little bit less painful than what you're feeling now. I hope that made sense and made you feel a little bit better. If you're looking for reasons why somebody may or may not have cut you off, I've cut people off without giving them an explanation before, and I'm gonna tell you my reasoning. Now, this may not be a universal fucking answer for the reason why some bitch cut you off. Just hear me out, okay? The reason why I won't tell somebody why I don't want to be friends with them anymore, because I will tell somebody, you know what, I just don't think our values align. I don't think that we're on the same page here, or I'm not really into that lifestyle or whatever, right? I have since grown to be able to communicate that better. However, in the past, I have just completely ghosted a friend before. Like I've just stopped. I slowly exited out of the situation and then just completely stopped answering texts and calls. And I felt like that was the best approach to the situation. And the reason why I did that was because I felt deep in my heart and soul that no matter what I said to this person, they weren't gonna change who they were. And I realized throughout the relationship or friendship that I didn't like the person that they were. And so in order to be friends with them, I would either have to accept them for who they are, which I did not like who they were as a person. I did not feel that they were a good person, or I would be asking them to change who they were, and which was very unlikely, right? So I felt like conversation overall was pointless, because what would end up happening in my eyes is that we would just get into an argument over the fact that our morals and values don't align, because they would become defensive in the fact that I would basically be telling them that they weren't a good person. And I didn't feel like, one, insulting somebody, two, getting into that argument, and three, explaining to somebody why certain things aren't good characteristics of a good person. I feel like that should just be no. And so I just slowly distanced myself just to avoid all of that. Is that the mature thing to do? I don't know. You know, I have no idea. I felt like it was the right thing to do at the time. Could I have communicated that? Absolutely. So if I actually did end up communicating this to this person, how would I say that, right? And if you really think about it, it's a really difficult conversation to have. And what I would honestly say is, you know what, I just have been looking over our friendship and just noticing things over the past couple months, and I just feel like our moral compasses are off. Like, I just don't agree with some of the things that you do, and it bothers me, and I don't want to be associated with somebody that does things with malintentions and then be grouped in with that, and people also think that that's who I am as a person. I very much value my friends and pick and choose them wisely, and I feel like if I were to continue our friendship, that people would put us in a box, and people would make your characteristics my characteristics, which they are not. And I don't think I'm willing to sacrifice my character to be friends with you. That's what I would probably say. But I never said that. I never said that to this person. I never said that. And to be honest, I really still think to this day that this person would get upset with me. And maybe that's me avoiding conflict. Maybe I just don't like confrontation. Maybe I don't want to hurt somebody's feelings either. I don't want to basically tell somebody that I think that they're like not a good person. They don't have good characteristics. So I just avoided it altogether. Is that the best thing? I don't know, you know? But if you're in a situation like that, I very much urge you to communicate that. But if you don't think that it's gonna end well, and it's for the safety or the betterment of yourself, your mental health, I don't think that there is a big problem with ghosting friends. I don't think that you owe somebody an explanation. I think that maybe if they reach out to you and they want to know why, you're more than welcome to, but I really don't think that you need to. And I know that's a controversial opinion, but I mean, if it's somebody that you were friends with for like 10 plus years, they're obviously gonna want to know why. But if it's somebody that you've been friends with for, I don't know, like a year-ish, like, I don't know, that's all subjective. I just think that it's okay to ghost friends. Like, I don't know. Like, would I do it now? Probably. I would probably still do it. I would just maybe, what I would probably do now is I would say a little gist of why I'm distancing myself, and then kind of just ghost. Like, I don't think I would want to make it this big deal. And I think mature people can have mature conversations, but immature people can't. I just don't feel like wasting my time and energy having immature conversations about mature topics. I just don't think that people would get it. If you understand what I'm saying, you get what I'm saying. I don't know. You could disagree with me, you could agree with me, but that is my advice. That's the situations I've been in. And I think that 2024 is the year where you can make as many girlfriends as you want, as many friends as you want. Don't be afraid to go up to somebody and compliment them. I don't, like, if somebody came up to me and told me that they wanted to be my friend, I would be friends with them. Like, I would do it. I've met up people that follow me to hang out with them because I'm like, you know what? Okay. I've partied with people that follow me because they're like, I want to be friends with you. I said, okay, bitch, sure, let's hang out. Like, I'm just always looking for more girlfriends, and I don't think that there's anything wrong with that. So I hope this podcast episode helped you. I hope you found a friend in me. You got a friend in me. You got a friend in me. I'll be there for you. I'll be there for you. Is my clap off? I'll be there for you. I'll be there. Wait, is it 3? I'll be there for you. I don't know. I have a 0 beat. Oh my goodness. Anyways, I hope you liked this episode, and I hope you found a friend in me. And just know, the only time we're allowed to use besties is when it's between me and you, babe. Because me and you are besties. You know what I'm saying? Please don't forget to like and subscribe to the Alleged Tea podcast on YouTube, Spotify, and Instagram. I'll see you next week. Love you.